All right, everyone. Last looks. Quiet on set. Roll sound. Sound speed. Roll camera. Camera speed. Scene 1. Take 1. Market. And action. Hi, I'm Ed, the host of Savannah on Film, and we explore the economic and cultural impact and values of the film industry in Savannah through conversations with people who work in the industry and related fields. You can find us here on WRUU-LP, Savannah, Georgia, 107.5 FM, WRUU.org. We are Savannah Soundings, community radio with global soul. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another show of Savannah on Film. I'm your host, Ed Ciucevich, and our purpose here on Savannah on Film is to explore the economic and cultural impact and values of the film industry in Savannah through conversations with people who work in the industry and related fields. We are here on WRUU 107.5 FM LP. Savannah Soundings, community radio with global soul. And today, our guest on our show here, let me give you a little intro about this gentleman. His name is Bram Bates. He's an actor. Welcome to the show, Bram.
Thanks, Ed. Glad to be here.
Thank you for being here. Just a short intro about Bram. He's an actor who, when he's not working, enjoys many hobbies such as bodybuilding, weightlifting. He's an equestrian horse rider, Western style. You can explain that a little bit. He's into like everything. You think of a sport, and I think you've done it, it looks like. So, but we're here to talk about your film career and your acting career, so we'll get to know you on that. Let's see. Let's just jump right in. You got some acting credits here, and I'm looking at one. And if you can't talk about it or you can't say much, then, I totally understand that. So say what you can. And the first one is What Hate Breeds. It's a horror short. Are you able to talk about that? It's been announced as a film.
Yeah, that's a film that, like a lot of short films, got started and kind of has sat there in production for a while, so not much has gone on with it. So it's not really much to tell you there, unfortunately.
Well, that's fine. Then we'll move on. The writer-director of that is Cree Michelle Rogers. I'll tell you that much. But if you can't talk about it, you can't talk about it. I totally understand that. So that's something to look forward to. Now, a film you did in 2018, it's called Fam Bam.
Yeah.
And that was in the 48-hour film festival here?
Yes, it was, and my wife sitting here with me was in it with me.
Say hi.
Hi.
Yeah, just one of those 48-hour short film festivals. Had a good time putting it together. Kind of a hectic schedule. You got to write the whole thing and film it, shoot it, everything in 48 hours, of course. So it was a bit of a whirlwind, but it was fun. Happy with what we put together.
What's the story on that film? What's it about, for those that don't know?
It was, the basis of the competition is, of course, you get to pick a genre. So ours was superhero. So it was a superhero-themed short film. So you could imagine trying to film a short superhero themed movie was a little bit challenging.
Yeah. Fam Bam. In 2018, it was a winner of Best Trailer with, and forgive me if I mispronounce the gentleman's name, but Tom Bussinu?
Don't feel bad. I always butcher Tom's name, too.
Bussina, Bussinaeau. So
Bassina, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
What you said.
I probably said it wrong again. Yes, I always butcher his name.
And
we actually, speaking of Tom, we actually did another short with him this past weekend. The same people that were involved with that, called The Dead Age. It was a fun film that they're looking to do a YouTube series on. So,
can you tell us a little bit more about that?
I mean,
since you brought it up, then
just a short little, apocalyptic themed zombie style fun movie that they put together.
Okay.
It'll be probably 10-15 minutes on YouTube, something like that. But we just filmed it last weekend, and they'll probably have it edited and up in a couple of weeks. So I haven't seen anything from it yet. But we just filmed it. Yeah.
That's a quick turnaround on that. This is kind of like a 48-hour film in a sense. Yeah. But for Fam Bam and Tom's production company's Top 10 Productions, it won Best Trailer in the 48-hour film project. Also won Best Graphics, and credited to that are Clayton Richardson, Charlie Adam Taylor, and of Top 10 Productions, and Best Use of Prop, and also Top 10 Productions did get nominated for Best Special Effects, Best Use of Genre. Wow. Best Supporting Actress for Tiffany Tompkins, and Best Choreography. So that's a lot of nominations, a lot of awards there. What was it like putting that production together? I mean, being a part of it and working with younger actors. Did that present a challenge, or
not really? I'll tell you, I've done a handful of movies with younger kids, and they always seem to be great because it's just so natural for them. I mean, as an adult acting, of course, it's a little bit more of a challenge, especially if you start it later in life. Just getting in front of a camera and playing make believe. But for a kid, it's just a everyday thing. So.
It's an everyday thing. Yeah. No nervousness. No.
No, she was great. So yeah.
Okay. And we're talking about. I guess that would be Tiffany, right?
Yeah,
Tiffany
she was great.
Tompkins and that, and. So where can that be found? Where if people hadn't seen the film,
I believe Tom has it on his YouTube channel.
On his YouTube channel,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you're interested, you can check it out there. Fam Bam. I saw it and was like, okay. Well, I was hearing, I got the privilege to work on cello with a great group of people there, and I heard Fam Bam, and I was like, what is Fam Bam? Because I didn't get to see it at first, and I finally saw it online, and I was like, oh, okay, it's really clever. So I enjoyed it.
I can tell you some of the struggles you asked about filming it. And something that's true to you because you're a sound guy.
Yeah.
Was sound, because that was some of the issues that we had putting it together. Mm-hmm. We had some scenes where the sound just you're shooting it so quick. You don't have time to.
Well, that's the thing about the 48.
Yeah.
As well as we try to do it, we don't always succeed. There's always, if you had more time, then you can perfect it. But that's always a good opportunity for later on to work on fixing it. I always joke with some of the films we worked on in 48 and said, we'll have to do a director's cut, and flesh out the story some more. But you're given the elements, and I don't remember the elements other than Tina and Tom. Was it Thomas Cello?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so,
yes.
And you played, if my notes are correct, Bam Armor. That was your name.
I was superhero dad.
Superhero dad. Okay, that was your superhero
name. My superhero
name.
wife here, and it was our superhero daughter.
What was your superhero name?
I think it was Angel Armor.
Angel Armor.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Okay. Well,
I'm dyslexic, so I may have switched it, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to come in a little closer on the mic there, you're certainly welcome to. Everybody's catching up. And introduce yourself again.
My name is Anjali Bates.
Okay.
Yeah, I always feel like I should tell you how tall I am or something.
No, that's not necessary. So, what's it like working together on a film? How is that?
We just recently, probably this past year actually did a film together for the first time, and it was fun. I mean, it's not too hard to play a role when you're opposite your wife and you're supposed to be married or have a relationship. That's pretty seamless. So
yeah, you just can't bring any of those disagreements. You didn't take out the trash, or you didn't do this. You can't bring that. You might get that look, and you're like, oh, what did I do?
Yeah.
But you might blow your line or something. It's like you could have got that, but
we filmed. This might have been a year now. Film with some guys here in town called Edge of the Woods, and it was a really good film that a young guy here in town put together. And unfortunately, through the editing process, he had issues finishing it before he got it into a festival, so we're going to have to reshoot it. So that's coming up.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you're reshooting it?
Yeah, he's going to reshoot it. Yeah, he pretty much rewrote the whole script too, so it's same story, just extended. It should be a lot better this time.
The 48s are always fun for me. That's where I kind of cut my teeth, as it were, in sound and getting a good crew that you're working with that works really well together. It's a lot of fun, and it's like a small family,
Yeah.
And the 48 is just such a very compact thing, and you've got those deadlines, and there's the zero budget, pretty much, and so you're trying to take those three elements, like the characters' names, their situation, and you're just trying to put everything together. And I think, what was it? The tagline was, "It's going to be a great day."
It's going to be a great day.
Yeah, so you have to work that in and all that. So it gets interesting. Now, another film that you were in 2017, and as a short drama called Girl Disappearing, written and directed by Nicole. I'm bad with names, so I apologize to Nicole Ludowese, Ludowese. So it starred G. Bram, Joseph Kayani Benjamin, and Xavier Colette. Girl Disappearing.
Typical role for me. I was a bad guy.
You were the bad guy.
Dealing with child trafficking or something like that.
Yeah,
that is more what I typically do.
Man number one in the film. So, yeah. So what's it like? So you play that character. Do you feel sometimes you get typecast in that character?
I don't. But if I do, that really doesn't bother me.
Doesn't bother you. It's work.
Yeah,
so it's.
And people are going to want me to do what I fit for. So if that's what I fit, it's fun to do. So it's always fun to play the bad
When
guy.
the first time I saw you at one of the mixers and you walked in the room, and I said this to you before, I was like, oh my gosh, is that like Vin Diesel's double? If anybody's seen a picture of you, because like you walked in, it was like, when you walked in the room, I noticed you. I was like, oh gosh, I had to take a second look for a minute.
My typical response to that is I'm bigger and better looking.
Oh, well, there you go. There you go. I'll just leave it at that. But sir, Mr. Diesel, we'll call you Bam Diesel. How about that?
There you go.
There you go. But so, Girl Disappearing. Did we say what it was about? Yeah,
that's what it was. It was a short that some SCAD students had put together. It was based on child trafficking. So, girl abducted, mom looking for, of course, me being involved in the child trafficking. So it's not a lot happens in a short. So that's kind of the whole rundown of it.
What got you started in film? When did that acting bug, or as it were, when did it bite you?
Well, I would say, I'm not going to sit here and tell you like, as a child I wanted to be an actor, because I grew up wanting to be a football player, a bodybuilder. That was that was me, and I bodybuilded pretty much all my life.
Did you do any of that professionally?
No, I never did. Of course, I always thought I would, but it's as you get more into the sport, you realize it's just there's a select few people that have genetics to do that. You can be big, but it's a different world.
Yeah, I'm obviously not that one that's fit for that. No, I wish I was. I wish I were somebody like Schwarzenegger and I could, have that tenacity to do that, but it's not me.
but to go on with your question, we were living in upstate Greenville, South Carolina area. This is probably maybe 10 years or so ago, and George Clooney had come to town. They were filming his movie Leatherheads in town. Mm-hmm. which was a 19, which I wasn't sure where they put out a casting call because they were trying to put together football teams. And of course, me playing college football and everything, I'm like, oh, this would be fun to do. I can go see if I can be in a movie, be a football player, which was hilarious because they put this tryout on at this football field. So they bring in all these guys, most of us all ex-college football players or whatever, and they really run us through drills. I mean, and we're doing
like intensive stuff,
like live tackling with no pads on.
Oh my gosh!
I think I walked away with bruised ribs that day.
Wow.
It was a fun day.
You're lucky that's all you walked away with, huh?
Yeah, but the basis of the movie, which I didn't really know, they just said they were putting together football teams. It was a 1920s, era football movie. So obviously people in the 1920s weren't quite built like me. So there wasn't much chance of them putting me on that football team. But they did bring me in and put me in a bunch of coats and put me as an extra. So I spent a few days on set, and I was like, well, there's my experience in the acting world.
Yeah, I got this.
Yeah, I was like, I experienced it. I'm good. So never thought anything about it. We ended up moving down here probably 7 years ago, and I knew they filmed stuff around here, but never really paid attention to it. And this was probably 4 or 5 years ago. We were out to dinner downtown one night, and this guy comes up to me out of nowhere, and he's like, hey, I'm casting this movie in town. It's called Magic Mike XXL. He goes, do you want to come in and read for a role? And I'm like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
He hands me a card. You've had him on shows, Chad.
Yeah,
Darnell.
Chad Darnell.
So yeah, I go in and have no idea what I'm doing. Read for a role and don't even know how to slate, so it was comical at best. Obviously, I didn't get a role, but he brought me in to do some extra work, and there I am again on set. Which was a lot more. There's a lot different experience than the first time I was on set because it was a lot smaller shoot, so you're right there in the middle of everything. And it was fun. I really enjoyed it. But I left there, and I really didn't think much else of it. Like I wasn't going to do anything with it. It was really my wife that said, "Hey, I'd like to try to do something like this." So she started taking classes and getting involved in acting, and that's really what I watched her do it, and then me still bodybuilding. I knew that I really kind of wanted to step away from it and just try something different.
Time for the next chapter.
Yeah, I was like, hey, I've done this. I was like, I did one last show in Charleston. Stepped on stage, really did not enjoy it. So I was like, I'm done with this. Not that I'm ever going to quit working out because that's just who I am. But I started kind of watched her from a distance. What it did, spent some time with her on sets where she was doing projects and saw some of her projects. And I told her, I said, well, I'm going to do this last show, and then I want to try to go some of these classes with you and see if I like it. And I said, if anything, I can help move you forward, because I have a problem usually when I do something. I usually get obsessive about it. So
you do? Okay.
Yeah.
How so? You just like totally get into it?
Yeah. And, so to me, strong work ethic is key. So it's something I've always have ingrained in me since I was a kid, and it came from my parents. So anything I do, I'm going to do it to as hard as I can to the full extent. So yeah.
So has anyone in your family ever been an actor? Or,
oh, no.
So you're a first generation actor, I guess.
No.
No, definitely not. Definitely
Yeah.
not. So
They're all like, oh, how do you do that? I'm like,
there's probably someone say, you get paid to do that? And you're like, what? Yeah, I do. Because I'm good. What actors inspire your acting? Can you narrow it down to someone and say, I'm watching that person, actor, actress,
I can tell you there's two different answers to that.
Okay.
And I can tell you one person who inspires me, I'm not for his acting, because I'm not a big fan of his acting at all, is Dwayne Johnson. I'm a huge fan of his work ethic and what he does, because that guy just kills it every day. If you follow him on social media, you just see what he does. He's nonstop working. He's always doing something, and just.
I know how philanthropic he is, too, when they were filming Baywatch here in Savannah. And I know they went by the Children's Hospital and stuff like that. And very, very, really good to crews. I mean, he seems very professional and just handles himself well and treats others with respect. And like we all want to be treated, Yeah. Just because you're the big star doesn't mean that you're any different.
Yeah.
But someone was telling me about Chris Evans when he was filming Gifted, and he needed, I think it might have been Beth Nelson, it was one of my previous shows, she had mentioned that if I remember correctly, that somebody needed help, I think, moving a couch or something. And he just, he's a regular guy just like the rest of us, regular person. And he went and helped him move it. Some people are stars and, they don't do things like that. But, The Rock he'll always be The Rock to me. So, Dwayne Johnson, but he seems like a good guy.
Yeah. But, that's kind of one side of the answer. The other side of the answer would be if somebody, as far as acting goes, and it's kind of nostalgic because Clint Eastwood. I just love the guy. There's nothing he does that ever did.
He's got a new trailer called
The Mule.
The Mule.
88 years old.
Is he 88? Wow.
Yeah.
88 years young. There we go.
Yeah.
It looks like an interesting movie, and he directs, and of course, he did Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil, which was very big. It was one of the Forrest Gump.
Oh, yeah.
Before Forrest Gump, there was that, and there's a lot of big films in the Savannah area, and all that. So
I just love the guy. He's just the epitome of the anti-hero character, which was what I just see myself doing.
So you like to so could you play Venom then? He's an anti-hero.
Oh yeah.
You're like if Tom Hardy doesn't want to do a sequel, then you're like, hey, here I am.
Another guy that I love his work too. He's awesome.
Yeah. He's done some incredible stuff. I can't do the voice from Dark Knight Rises, but where he plays
Bane.
Bane. Thank you. What movies inspire your acting? Is there like a movie you saw that you said, wow, or a performance that you're like, this whole movie is just,
I really couldn't probably name you an individual movie. When I was younger, it was all about action movies, of course.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask you. A certain genre of film.
Yeah, so growing up to me, Arnold Schwarzenegger was it. Oh, obviously for multiple reasons, because I love bodybuilding, and he was just the biggest star.
I admire him. Where he came from. And how hard he worked in bodybuilding, weightlifting, and he was the governor, the Governator. But I love the whole Terminator series. Even when the movies don't go well, I'm waiting for the James Cameron's back on board coming up with a reboot and bringing the whole cast back together. Or pretty much most of them. So I'm super stoked for that. But Arnold. I mean, he's so many iconic things he's done. And. I'm with you on that one. I'm definitely with you on that one.
I can still to this day remember watching Commando for the first time.
Oh my gosh! Well, I saw the new Predator, and it's weird not having Arnold in it, but it's a different kind of movie. But probably Terminator 2. I've seen that movie so many times. It's groundbreaking and just spectacular film. What inspires you about being in the film industry versus, let's say, I don't know, working in an office, working in construction? What makes the film industry different for you? What's inspiring about it for you?
The main thing, it's fun.
There's nothing wrong with that. A lot of people say that.
Yeah, I mean, I've spent years working in the corporate world and business world, and it pays bills, and it can be good. You can have good times, but being on set and getting to play make-believe as an adult, you really just can't beat that.
I know, and even better getting paid for it. Yeah. I mean, it's like amazing. You're like, it's sometimes, you pinch yourself when you're on set and you're like, I'm watching like a wonderful performance. Like even when I was interning on Galveston, I was like, wow, I'm watching a feature film being made and that's coming out soon. And, just to be around, just to be a fly on the wall, and when you're part of it, when you're an actor, when you're in front of that camera, that's even more impressive, and it's exciting. So yeah, fun. I'm totally there. What is your method like when you have to prepare for a role? Do you have any special ways of preparing for a role? You're laughing over there. Yeah. If you want to chime in,
my answer to most things in life is simple. That's just it. The word simple. I do not like to complicate things if it's in anything in life, because any plan that's too complicated is going to fail.
Right.
So if I have to come up with some type of off the wall method to get me ready to do a scene, it's just not going to work, because I'm just not going to be myself. So you hand me a script, I'm going to read it and figure out what the character is and what I should be doing, and I'm just going to figure, hey, what would I do if I was there? And it could be the most, make-believe thing in the world, but you still got to be able to say, hey, what would I do if I was there? How would I do that? And then just, put yourself there.
What was your first experience like? First time, first movie, first set.
That's fun. Actually, the very first thing I ever filmed on camera is finally going to be was with David Rivers, who's doing The Answer here locally.
Okay.
And he's actually going to have that out finally this December at the Royal Cinema Theaters. I think December 6th.
Oh, okay. People need to watch out for that.
So that was the first. He contacted me. We just wanted to shoot. We're shooting a simple scene, just me and a couple people, and I was a SWAT commander.
And just say that title again.
The Answer.
The Answer. Okay,
Yeah.
Just want to make sure everybody got that. And you had you were a supporting actor in that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was a SWAT commander in there.
Okay.
Yeah. I probably have like a 1 to 2 minute
You probably really
scene.
can't say much more since it hasn't been released yet.
But I believe he has it listed as December 6th. It's supposed to be at Royal Cinema Theaters in Pooler. So.
Okay, well, on the big screen.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What about, and I've got a few others here, and I'm just going to throw off a few films here that is listed.
Oh,
Oh, there? Okay.
Yeah.
There's one called These Two. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was...
I'm taking you back now.
Yeah, no, that was... it was a short that some Scatsinus did, and just showed up to help him out, and it was more of a comedy piece.
Was it a comedy?
About there's two kids sitting in a car smoking weed, and I was a police officer chasing some people down, and of course run by and kind of run into their vehicle. They get out. I'm not there to bust them or anything, but the whole little short's about me kind of talking to them and them getting out, obviously scared to death, and me just kind of playing with them. So it was fun.
So you're the bad guy, the anti-hero, and you're also the good guy.
Yeah.
I mean, for your different roles.
Oh, yeah.
So you're showing a good range of roles that you do. And, well, we are going to be back in just a second. Got a few little commercial things got to take care of here. So we'll be back with actor extraordinaire Bram Bates. So hang on, everybody. We'll be right back.
The Live Oak Public Library System offers local residents access to hundreds of thousands of movies, television programs, albums, audiobooks, ebooks, and digital comic books for free on your streaming television and mobile devices through the Hoopla app. Supported devices include Roku, Fire, Apple TV, iPhone, and Android, among others. The selection is vast. All you'll need is your library card. Find the Hoopla app on your device and more information at liveoakpl.org.
WRUULP Savannah, Georgia, 107.5 FM, WRUU.org. We are Savannah Soundings, community radio with global soul.
The Live Oak Public Library System offers local residents access to hundreds of thousands of movies, television programs, albums, audiobooks, ebooks, and digital comic books for free on your streaming television and mobile devices through the Hoopla app. Supported devices include Roku, Fire, Apple TV, iPhone, and Android, among others. The selection is vast. All you'll need is your library card. Find the Hoopla app on your device and more information at liveoakpl.org.
And we are back with Bram Bates, actor extraordinaire here. And we are talking about some of the films here that you've been in and different things. We talked about how you prepare for when you're acting in a role, when you're taking it on. What are some of the experiences that maybe pitfalls that you might have experienced in acting and advice that maybe you can give to actors that are up and coming from your experience? Some pitfalls.
Pitfalls.
That you can talk about.
Yeah. I'm not one to give advice, but
Okay.
I would say that, being on even short films, you need to be on set just to learn what you can and can't do on camera, just because what you see on film might look like it's normal and natural in life, but you could be in some of the oddest positions sometimes.
Okay.
Just to get in a close-up and just the way that they shoot something. So just knowing the limits of the camera, where you can move, how much movement you have in certain shots, That was all just stuff that you kind of had to pick up as you go. I was lucky to have a good friend and coach, Willem Mark Mercola, to help me teach me a lot of things. So
he's done quite well.
Yeah. So he helped shorten the learning curve for me drastically, which I appreciate.
Can you say specifically what he helped you with?
Well, it's just like anything in life. If you were interested in bodybuilding, if you try to do it on your own, it's going to take you several years to figure it out. Sure. Now, you come to me, I'm going to tell you a lot of things that you shouldn't do. You can probably do it a lot faster. Just because I've done all the bad things and the wrong things, made the mistakes.
Right.
Tell you not to do. So luckily, I've had him to kind of guide me through some of those things and point me in the right direction and lead me from making some of the mistakes I'm sure he had to make in his career. So. Yeah.
And but he is acted with Tom Cruise and he's done a lot, and he's I think teaching some acting classes out there. He's doing
anybody that's in town, I'd highly recommend sitting in on a class, even if you just go sit and watch if you don't want to get up and perform. But it's you can learn a lot.
It takes practice, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, I'm sure you can attest to that too. I'm talking to both of y'all here because, you just don't wake up one day and say, okay, I'm going to be an actor. Put me in a film. It's
and that's advice to people. You should do something every day to work on acting. Now, it doesn't mean you have to, rehearse a scene every day or do something. But it's easy. I mean, you can set a camera up in your house and you can practice a monologue or something. You could read a book about acting. You can, if for me, part of what sells me is the way I look. So just me working out and eating properly. That's working on acting for me. It's not really what I do as an active sport anymore, but it is involved with keeping what I bring to camera and what I sell. So
right, yeah, it's
every day you should be doing something.
Yeah, because you can have maybe your off season in between roles, but really you don't want to fall into like bad habits of like eating bad. You don't need that pizza. You don't need a whole bunch of Dunkin' Donuts or whatever, Krispy Kreme or whatever, because you have to. I know like Henry Cavill, he has a vicious training regiment to stay in shape to play Superman and whether he's going to still be playing Superman.
Yes, I didn't think he was going to be Superman anymore.
I don't know. There's those rumors going back and forth, and he was wonderful in Mission Impossible Fallout, which Tom Cruise movie, and awesome action. I love action films, so I'm there with you on the action films, and I totally love that. So some of those actors that are coming up, you said that it's what, hard work, perseverance.
Yeah, you better. It's it is fun, but it's a tough profession. So you need to be prepared to have some thick skin and be able to take a lot of rejection. Because auditioning you're going to do a lot of auditions, you're going to get a lot of no's.
You can't be afraid. Somebody was posting on social media the other day, a rejection doesn't mean, that it was this interview with this guy and he's a top performer in the company. I don't know if y'all have seen it, and it's going around social media, and the guy says, well, I've been your top performer for like 6 years. I've put in 60, 70 hours a week. I was coming in here to ask for a raise, and he's like, actually, I need to let you go because you're not performing well enough. And then this guy, he totally is stunned by it, but he's like, okay. And then 6 months pass, and he drives up in an expensive sports car, and he's like, hey, what's up, man? He's like, oh, man, thank you. He thanks the guy who fired him. He said, because, basically you pushed me to that next level. You kind of forced me through that door. And he said, now I'm running my own company. And the guy's like, oh, well, good for you. And he's got that like, oh dear, what's your secret, And sometimes it takes what we perceive as utter failure, falling flat on our face, to realize that the dream we're pursuing might not be the dream, or it may evolve over time. You may start out acting, before you know it, you might catch the directing bug. You might become a screenwriter. A lot of people may not know that Sylvester Stallone. You look at Sylvester Stallone, and he, a lot of people think that he is this. Well, not a lot of people. I mean, people that know he isn't, but he's a very intelligent man, and he wrote the screenplay for Rocky,
yeah.
you know, and he shopped it around and this and that, but a lot of people don't give him credit for that. I think Vin Diesel has done some of that too. And, you know, that perception, you know, Arnold Schwarzenegger, you know, just because I'm a bodybuilder doesn't mean, you know, I've got these muscles, but I don't have a brain. You do. There's some highly intelligent people because it takes discipline.
Oh, yeah.
And you know that.
Yes.
You know, it takes discipline. So, you know, I hate perceptions that some people put on people, and they put them in little boxes and say, well, this is all you are, or you work in this area. But I've learned in life that you know, from what we would be perceived failures, that it's just another way of getting me to that next level, and it's just opening the door to the next opportunity.
Yeah, and that's some of the same things that, you know, I think that sells me is the same thing. Sometimes it gives me a little bit of a hurdle to jump over. Some people will see me and think, oh, that's a big guy, he probably can't act. You know,
We'll just make him the guy in the background, the actor there, and you know, he'd just stand there and or whatever, and or he can be one of the henchmen or whatever, and you know, but you've had leads on roles, so you're proving them wrong. you know, so and that goes, I you know, for actor, well, we say actors, but actresses also, you know, if you get, not everybody's Meryl Streep, not everybody's going to do what Meryl Streep does, but you may be just as good of an actress as, you know, somebody may be as someone like Meryl Streep would be, but she's acted in so many roles and perfected her craft, and just you're constantly learning. I think acting is like being a sponge. You know, you're always soaking up more experience, and you know, sometimes you can recognize those pitfalls, and you can say, okay, I know that didn't work for me, or my acting style, and you know, so
it's funny. I haven't been acting that long, just a couple of years, so it's funny. I can think back to this when I first got started, and I was like, oh, this is pretty easy, no problem. And then I can think about some of the things I've done along the way that I look back and I'm just like, it really wasn't that good.
But, well, you know, we all have things that we cringe at. We look at old photos of ourselves and we're like, what were we thinking? You know, I know that might have been the style back then, but oh God, what was I wearing? And, you know, I look at some early films, you know, student films and stuff, and I'm like, oh, it was okay, but that's not next level. And it's good sometimes to look back and to see how far you've come in your journey, and so you know where to go, and, you know, to help you plot that course.
Well.
You know, and sometimes your course is not, like we said, like it's not where you thought you'd end up. You know, a lot of people, I think, start that way, and you know, but that's part of the fun. Like you mentioned, acting is fun. You know, this industry is fun, and you get to play mean, nasty, ugly people.
Yes.
And then walk away and smile at the end of the day. And why do you think that is sometimes? Why do you think we enjoy just putting on that? It's like putting on that mask and becoming someone else. It's like...
It's just like giving your self permission to just do something that you know you can't do in real life.
Right.
But it's fun,
you know. and a lot of lessons can be learned from that. And, you know, and there's other actors and other roles where, you know, it's the you flip the script essentially. And it's kind of the same way. For people that are starting out in acting, that are locally, that are trying to get their way, what do you think that some of the things... Now, I know we have some programs like SCAD, does a lot. There's GFA, Georgia Film Academy. There's Mixers that Savannah Film has.
There's plenty of opportunities around here to get in short films, which is a great place to get experience. So, I mean, anybody looking to get started, do as much as you can. You're going to want to do as much as you can. Some of them you do, you're going to get some material that's useful that you can help promote yourself with, and you know, put together in your demo reel. And some of it's not going to be that good, but it's all a learning experience. Right. So just being on set every time, no matter what you're doing, it's just going to help you move forward.
Yeah, and we touched on like if you're actors, definitely acting classes. Like you even did an improv workshop.
It's not my strongest point.
with Jean Marie Collins.
Yeah, she is very, very good. And I probably could use some more of her help.
I'm probably saying this wrong, but it's the Viola Spolin improv workshop.
Yeah.
Does that sound right?
Yeah, I think it's Spoma.
I think so.
Okay.
If not, she'll tell me.
She'll let you know, and
She'll let us know.
correct you. But what were some of the shortcomings you think that improv with you? You just
For me,
was it nervousness?
It's
or?
not even nervousness. I'm more of a technical thinker.
Okay.
So I tend to analyze things a lot and think things through, where if you're trying to improv, it's pretty spontaneous.
Do you think maybe you overthink?
Probably.
Sometimes I totally don't think, and then I overthink, and then so I try to find that happy median there. You worked with Cindy Hogan, a Strong Foundation Workshop. What is that like training for?
That was one of the first classes.
One of the first classes. Okay.
I couldn't even.
Okay.
I couldn't give you much on that one.
and of course, you did scene study with Chad Darnell.
Yeah.
And he's having quite a round of success right now.
Yeah.
And a wonderful casting director.
Yeah, and anybody. I mean, you don't. Not only can you go to that class with Chad and learn something, but he's a casting director. So if he puts a class out there, take it. You want to be in front of him.
Right. You want that opportunity, and you need to get that exposure where necessary. So I talked about at the beginning of the show that you're an equestrian. Do you want to talk a little bit about that? You probably didn't think
you put it. Yeah, that was one of the things you put on there because yes, I grew up around horses, so I can ride horses. I wouldn't say I'm an equestrian, but
okay.
No, my sisters were the ones that rode horses. I just was around them a lot, and I'd ride them every now and then. So I can ride a horse. You want to put me in a Western, I can ride a horse.
Yeah. And there's like different styles. It's not that what they call the English style.
That's what my sisters do. They did that. Of course, we had Western saddles, and that's what I would ride if I did ride any. But
I don't have many equestrians on the show, so I do know that
I wouldn't quite call myself an equestrian.
You wouldn't. No. I know friend Aaron Paderewski. He has horses at his place, and I know he rides a little bit. So, but
I'm nowhere near that level, I'm sure.
Yeah. Let's see. Have you? I was trying to see. Okay, you've done TV. No, you didn't. Mm-hmm. No, that you didn't. Okay, I was going to ask you the difference.
I have auditioned for a lot of TV. I haven't done TV
yet. Just your thoughts on what you think the difference might be between film and TV acting. Do you think there's an adjustment of style?
There, not so much anymore because a lot of TV now is it's a lot better to me. I mean,
it's a lot more theatrical.
Yeah, to me, I mean,
big screen.
Yeah, it's more the same.
Okay. Where do you see yourself, your career in 5 years?
Probably fighting with Dwayne Johnson in a movie. Yes.
Now that's awesome. You got to get me a ticket for that if that happens. I'll probably be there in the audience anyway watching.
But no, that's
maybe if I'm lucky, I'll be on set.
I'm not going to sit here and say, "Oh, winning awards." But just putting good films out and being out on the big screen with big name actors. That's and getting my name out there. So.
But yeah, every film, no matter how big, no matter how small, is a stepping stone to that next direction that you might be taking with your career. So, is there anything you'd like our other guest here? I mean to put you on the spot, but no. Okay,
I'm just like I don't know what to say. You can ask me a question and I'll answer it.
Okay, you've done wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for
I have no idea.
joining us. I have no idea. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm
Just
why
get
I'm
out
here.
there and act. Have fun. That's my big thing. Have fun. If you don't like it, then find something else to do.
There you go. Go. It's a job like anything else,
That's the big thing. You ask about advice to give to people as like it is a job, so treat it like a job, and it is
And I would say don't get discouraged and don't give up because, like you said before, you're gonna fail at something,
right?
But take that failure and turn it into a win somehow.
Yeah, failures can be wins. You're right. Yeah, it's all about your perception. I think it's how you look at it. I have down here that you play guitar.
It's been a while.
Okay.
I taught myself how to play the guitar, and over time, when you get,
I do a lot of research for my guest, and maybe I dug too deep.
No, I love guitar, and that's something I have a Martin D16 sitting in a closet staring at me. It's like, hey, pick me up. I need to. I just
It could be like the Bradley Cooper movie, A Star Is Born,
like,
you know?
You just forget to do things like that you enjoy so much, because I love playing guitar.
Do you sing or write or anything? Or?
No, when I was in college, I used to...
I see a laugh over there.
when I was in college, I had a friend that... we used to play some music, and I was the singer, but I never really got up and sang in front of a bunch of people.
Oh, you never know. That may be that hidden talent that's hidden away there with that guitar in the closet.
Maybe the guitar playing. I don't think the singing.
You could be the singing actor. I don't know. No, it's not going to happen. Okay. You never say never.
Yeah.
We talk a lot on this show. One of the things, and Beth Nelson did a wonderful job explaining about what Savannah needs as a film community, and one of the things that she mentioned was infrastructure, like a sound stage. Would you agree with that? I think.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. From the crew side, I'm not going to say that I have a lot to contribute to that, but yeah, that would make sense to me. As far as as far as the acting side goes, and it holds true for the crew too. When films come here, they have financial incentive to come here and utilize local talent and crew to do this stuff. But
right.
While that gives you an opportunity, you should want them to use you for you, not for that incentive. So when I say that, it's just go there, be professional, and do a good job. So I think that's the best thing you can do, especially for actors. Is just be professional.
Yeah, you got to be present. You got to go to these mixers. You don't want to go. It's been a long day. You meet people. I've met people that made connections, and being here at the radio station, I've made connections, and it certainly can be. You never know who you're going to talk to. I mean, the last mixer that they had that was on Perry Street there, a lot of people met people and got hired on productions like that, and it can happen in a split second. It's that one meeting, that handshake, that talk, and then next thing you know, the lights are on you, and it's action, and you're on your way. Yeah. So anyway, I want to thank you, Bram. And how do I say your first name? Anjali. Okay, I didn't want to mispronounce it, but okay. Bram and Anjali Bates here in studio with me here today. And I want to thank y'all for joining me today here on Savannah on Film.
Thanks for having us.
Oh, thank you. Is there a social media where people can reach you at?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram.
You're on Instagram?
Yeah, the Bram Bates.
Okay.
Yeah,
So if you want to check out some of your work and get in contact with you, you're looking for an actor, this might be the gentleman for your production. So anyway, thank you for both of y'all for joining me here today on Savannah on Film. And Savannah on Film wants to feature film professionals at different levels. So if you're listening and you're in the industry, I'd love to talk to you too. Our email is savannahonfilm@gmail.com. We're also on Facebook. If you choose to, you can go there and like the page and follow all of our updates for our shows. When we get them posted, when we get on the YouTube channel, we'll have the interviews up there on the YouTube channel list as well. And we're also on Twitter, Savannah on Film, if you want to check that out. And I just want to remind everybody that Savannah on Film is a voice for the Savannah film industry. And you've been listening to Savannah on Film with your host, myself, Ed Ciucevich, on WRUU 107.5 FM, LP, Savannah Soundings, community radio with global soul. You have been listening to another episode of Savannah on Film, where we give a voice to the Savannah film community. Please like our Facebook page, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and follow us on Twitter. This program was originally broadcast on 107.5 FM in Savannah, Georgia, and worldwide on www.wruu.org. Join us next time for more intriguing insights into the vibrant Savannah film community here at Savannah on Film.